everyone, once again, welcome to our interview series on decoding offer shopping by OfferDecline. I'm Deepti, your host, and today I'm glad to introduce another Deepti who is our guest. And let's meet Deepti Case, who is the Associate Director Human Resources at Mirrar. As we all know, recruitment is a very challenging task for any organization, and one of the biggest challenges that organizations are facing these days in their hiring process is offer decline, which can cause a huge financial loss and wasted resources. So that's why today we are here once again to talk about the solutions that can help organizations and recruiters to address this issue. Offer Declines has developed a platform that allows recruiters and organizations to share their information about candidates who have previously declined offers. By doing so, these organizations and recruiters can run a check on the potential candidates before making an offer and prevent them from taking recruiters who are right. This platform can help recruiters save their valuable time and resources and improve the efficiency of their recruitment process. Today, I'm very happy to have another Deepti with us to discuss this important topic. And in this interview, once again, we will be exploring the challenges and the effective strategies involved in this crucial aspect of hiring. So, before we get into this deep conversation, I would request Deepti to please share your journey with our viewers.
Sure. Thank you very much, Deepti, for that lovely introduction. Hi, lovely viewers out there who are watching this right now. My name is Deepti. I'm an Associate Director HR at Mirrar. Have been in the HR space for quite some time, I think above 8.5 years, and have done everything right from recruitment to offboarding, right? Done everything in between. And that's how I built my forte in this particular field. As I'm a part of a startup, a growing startup, an aggressively growing startup rather, I think recruitment, like Deepti mentioned, is very close to my heart as well. And having done this quite extensively for the past couple of months, I think this problem of offer shopping is still very relevant in today's market. It was quite relevant even when I had started off my career sometime in 2010, but that time I was a software developer. This problem still existed then, this problem still exists now. So I think it's a perpetual problem for which a solution is much required. And that is where I believe offer decline kind of comes into place. So yes, excited to get on board this journey and have a very insightful conversation with you, Deepti.
So this is really interesting conversation between Deepti and Deepti. So let's move to the questions now. So Deepti, how do you approach the negotiations with candidates who have multiple job offers on the table?
Firstly, it's important to know that candidates have multiple job offers, right? There'll be a lot of people who won't actually tell you that they have multiple job offers. So I appreciate those people who actually come up and tell me that, you know what, I'm holding another offer from XYZ company. Can you just ensure that, the process of the interview is speeded up so that I can go ahead and consider your organization over the other organization, right? While it's a good thing to hear, it's not really good on the part of the organization which has actually given the offer to this particular candidate, right? Because they've entrusted, this person has taken up that responsibility that, hey, I wish to join you. And then they're going to another company and telling them, hey, I wish to join you too, right? And we all know that you cannot put your feet in two boats. Then you will not exist if the boats go like different ways. So from that perspective, I believe, honestly, if someone tells me I have another offer, I usually tell them that, unless you feel this is like a really great opportunity, I would discourage you from pursuing this opportunity. Because in my opinion, someone who's already holding an offer and telling me that I'd like to join you will do the same with me. Will take up my offer and will go somewhere else and will say, you know what, I have an offer from two great companies who are considering you, and you may want to have me, right? So in my in my opinion and in my experience so far, whenever someone has told me that they hold offers, I appreciate the fact that they are honest about it. But at the same time, I tell them that, I will only set up your next round of interview if you feel it's worth it. Otherwise, you might as well as pursue the other opportunity that you have on the table, right? um, that might also be because couple of times people think if they do that, that's how they showcase that they're like really important in the job market, right? Something that I think all of us jointly are at fault, right? The market has set those expectations that you need to have two or more offers to showcase that you're really wanted in the market. And the same way the candidate feels that if I don't have multiple job offers, if I go with just one job offer, people might think I'm useless, right? It's we have to meet somewhere midway, right? So essentially what I feel is, when I am speaking with such candidates, I recognize that, they do want to let me know that they have multiple offers, but I also recognize that, if they're doing it to me, they'll also do it to the others. So it's a very subjective call that I take at that point in time, depending on how critical the role is. So it will essentially boil down to how critical the role is, how much time bound are we to hire someone, and then, accordingly, if negotiation is needed, I will negotiate with a candidate like that.
Great. Conversations play a very, very crucial role in this, the process of
Yes.
hiring and when you are having a discussion with the candidates. And it is equally important to know. And of course, I also appreciate those candidates who are coming forward to say that, hey, I cannot join this company because of these X reasons, right? So can
Right.
you help me to, know more reasons where candidates are coming to you and sharing the reasons that why they are not able to they are not able to join the organization, the different reasons of the offer declines.
So see, a couple of them, it starts with as common as I need a better hike. Okay. Like that company is giving me like a paltry 15% hike, but I think according to my, skill set, I deserve like a 50% hike. They just got the 50 wrong and they gave me just 15, right? That is the most common reason. But then apart from that, it can also be like, a person wants a specific designation, but that is not being offered. It can also be that person wants flexibility, but that is not being offered. That was not told to him or her throughout the interview process. And at the end of it, that person discovers, oh, hey, it's not as flexible as I thought, right? I think another reason might be, a person has taken offers just to see where they kind of like, test out the waters, basically to see what kind of roles are they considered for, but they may not really like those roles. For instance, I'm in HR. I may want to see, okay, does a like a internal communication role sort of a company, like will a company consider me for an internal communication sort of a role, right? I may apply just to see if I make it, and then suddenly I realize I've faked it till I made it, and then I realize it's not what I wanted, right? So I think it can be as silly as that and as common as a job hike, but it can be also something as serious as something was committed during the interview rounds and then kind of withdrawn at the time when the offer letter came, or some things that were not shared during the interview rounds but came across when the policies were being shared with the person who finally landed the job at the time of releasing the offer. So it ranges from the categories are just way too many, but I think primarily the kind of candidates that I would definitely not take very seriously are the candidates who are looking just for a hike, right? I think that those are the kind of people whom I will not take in unless my need is such. But I'm sure organizations will never like take such candidates only basis, acha, according to us, you deserve like a 40% raise, but the market is not realizing your value, right? Every organization will see the market and will see why a particular person is only getting the raise that they are getting.
Yes, absolutely. And I think when a candidate is continuously declining the offers because of the the raise, pay raise, right? So
Right, right,
here is a kind of a red flag. And here, these
right,
platforms like the offer decline can really play a crucial roles, right? Because
right,
we all understand, as an HR, we understand that many times the candidate might have some personal exigency or some other health reasons, or there could be some very personal
right,
reason which he or she is not able to
right,
disclose and actually did not want to
correct,
disclose. But yes, such
right.
candidates were declining the offers for the pay raise, or maybe just for the designation, or any general cause which is not very much obvious, or
Just for the fun of it.
just for the fun of it. Absolutely, because it's showing the entire, not only the process but efforts of the recruiter. And this is,
Absolutely.
yes,
Yes.
this is a very challenging for them. So Deepti, how do you navigate these this offer shopping? Like, what are the challenges you face, and how you overcome those challenges?
So see, challenges are pretty much similar to, I think, what we've discussed earlier as well, right? It'll be like for me, more than a person declining an offer, it's more about the timing of it, right? If I would appreciate someone if that person tells me 1 week before joining, saying, you know what, I've got another offer and I would not really want to continue, than tell me on the day of their joining saying, hey, I'm sorry, I can't turn up because I've declined your offer today, right? And that kind of like puts it's a very strange situation to be in. It's a very weird situation because neither will you appreciate the candidate, right? Neither will you ever want to take that candidate back in for any other, like even if tomorrow the candidate has a changed heart, or as a personality is metamorphosized into someone like with a who's more accountable or generous or whatever you may call it, and they comes back and says, hey, you know what, I've realized my mistake, but I want this job now. You will not be able to trust that person, right? Because it's
Definitely.
it's kind of gone. The timing has been just so uh like it's a totally uncalled for situation, in my opinion. So I think from that perspective, thankfully, touch wood, I've not been in like really crazy situations like those, but in whatever 1 2 situations I have been, I think it has just left a very bad taste with both the candidate and me as a recruiter. And I would rather, like, after that, I think a- as a recruiter, I learned what are the kind of people I would not want, and how to notice the red flags beforehand, before I go and tell my stakeholders that, you know what, I am vouching for this candidate, please interview and let's give him or her the offer.
Yes. Have you ever, come across with the situation like a candidate has dropped out and once again he's coming back to you that, hey, I want to join this, position again. Is this happen?
Yeah, it has happened once. As far as my memory goes, it may have happened maybe 1 2 more times than that, but one specific hiring I do remember when I was with one of this organizations that I was working in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this it was not really like a very very critical role, but it was more like a time bound role. That means it had to be filled within a particular time, and we wanted someone who was like an immediate joiner to begin with us. And we did have like a lot of conversations. There were like about 4 5 interview rounds, and that person we did offer. And then just 1 day before joining, that person said, hey, you know what, I won't be able to join in tomorrow, I have another lucrative offer elsewhere. So we said, okay, fine. Of course, it was our efforts went into vain. That's a different thing. But then 1 month down the line for the same role, because we were also not really able to find the right candidate for quite some time. But 1 month down the line, the person came back and said, you know what, is that role still open? I would still like to be considered. Honestly, for me, that's a no-no. But it at times, as people from the recruitment fraternity, we also have to keep our own biases aside. So I went to my stakeholders and I spoke with them and I asked them, would you want to consider this person? But the same thing, right? They also felt that, we will not know why did, if it was that lucrative an offer, then why is that person looking out after a month? And what makes you think that if that person joins here, he or she will be happy? Or would want to contribute to the organization. So of course we did not give the offer to that person again. But yes, I have seen such scenarios happen to other recruiters in some of the MNCs that I've worked with, and there have been situations when people who have declined offers have again come back. But they have come back much later. Like they have gained like 2, 3 years of experience, and for whatever reason, they would have declined. Like they would have thought that they were a better fit for a particular role, and they were not getting that role when they declined the offer. After 2, 3 years, they gained that expertise and came at that position at which they wanted.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. So, what are the strategies have you found to be effective in incentivizing the candidates to accept the job offers?
See, like I said, like if someone is holding multiple job offers, I respect the fact that they hold multiple offers and they chose to disclose it to me. But like unless they're like really important to me, I might like tell them that it's okay with whatever job offers you have, you can go ahead with them. But in general, if someone is confused, they've not yet got offers, they've like interviewed at multiple places, they're still yet to get offers, but they are contemplating they might get offers from 2, 3 places. The way I would like to incentivize is to speeden up the recruitment process in general. That is what works the most. I've seen in most of the organizations, if the interview process is fast, right, chances are the candidate will opt in. Like you do not give that time enough for the candidate to figure out options, right? Same is the case with like marriage, right? You figure out whom you want to get married to, and then you're not like figuring out, okay, why did I not get married to that person and this person, right? So
Yeah.
that is one of the ways. And then apart from that, of course, talk about what your company values are. Understand what the person's, if the person's own personal values align with the company values, right? Talk about flexible work or any other benefits that your organization offers. If there are any other monetary incentives that can be given, like some give like bonuses and all that if you can give. And of course, I think the compensation should be competitive enough, right? Because it should not be that less that a person would feel, say for instance, a person is at 8 lakhs and we are offering only 8 lakhs. The person is like, you're not giving me any hike, why should I join you, right? So it should not be that low as well. It should be something good, competitive enough for the candidate to consider. And I think that common touch points, that common candidate engagement in general should be kept high, which means the HRs, the recruiters have to intervene at shorter durations for longer number of times, especially if the candidate is going to join after a very long time. Let's say the notice period is 60 to 90 days. I think given all these strategies, at least one or combination of two of them should work, and that is what has worked in my case whenever I have done hiring.
Yeah. So yes, this is really interesting. Having conversations, giving a less time for the to the candidates, or to give them space so that they could wonder for the other offers. This is a really very good strategy, because many times this can help recruiters to have that candidate on board timely. And once the
Right,
person is onboarded, again, it is important for the recruiter and for the organization, to give them enough time to brief about the
correct,
company culture, organizations, and the
correct,
growth path is also a very important part here. Yes.
right, right.
So, do you think, Deepti, that this platform like called Offer Decline can help recruiters or the organization?
Yes, I think so. It can be helpful because honestly, I've not seen a platform like that. And if something like that is coming up, it is definitely worth exploring to see how it works, right? Also, I think this issue of offer decline will be more predominant with MNCs than with startups, because startups are comparatively more sure whom they want on board, right? Because they're putting in a lot of efforts to bring in the right set of people in their organization, people who will stick around for quite some time to make things happen. So I think it'll be, in my opinion, if I had a product like this, I think it'll be more helpful for bigger organizations which face this problem of decline day in and day out. And I think the recruiters there are far more burnt out, and that's what I've seen. I've worked with both startups and MNCs. I think the MNC folks are far more like burnt out with, people declining offers at the last moment.
Yes. Thank you so much, Deepti, for joining us today. And I hope our viewers will also enjoy this conversation between Deepti and Deepti. And your insights are very helpful and will definitely help the recruiters in, finding some of the strategies for betterment of their own hiring process. So based on our
Right.
conversation, it is very clear that the platform developed by OfferDecline can significantly improve the recruitment process by providing valuable information about candidates who are declining offers in the past. And so, if you're a recruiter or part of an organization that is struggling with offer decline, we encourage you to explore the solutions offered by Offer Decline. With this platform, you can definitely improve the efficiency of your recruitment process, save valuable resources, and ultimately make better hiring decisions. So once again, thank you, Deepti, for joining us today and sharing your valuable insights and expertise with us. And thanks to our viewers for tuning in. We look forward to bringing more insightful conversations in the future.
Thank you very much, Deepti. And bye bye to the viewers.